How you feeling, my brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Still trying not to die over here. It's
I
cold
know
kicking
that.
my ass.
All right. So wait, it's COVID?
Um, I don't think so. It feel like it every now and then,
Mm-hmm.
but like physically, I'm fine.
Okay.
It just be like when I don't want to do shit, my body be like, "Nigga, sit down."
Yeah.
Like, like, and I don't understand what women like. Don't understand like niggas not allowed to be sick. Like, you're not allowed to feel bad in a house with a woman, bro. That shit is terrible.
I mean, it's not. Here we go.
That shit is a whole bunch of nigga. Get up, nigga. Bitch. If I could, I would.
I think it's more about you're not allowed to be sick when you have kids. Um, I vividly remember like my mom being dog shit sick, but she was like, "I got a kid."
Yeah, nah, like that. Shit was like, bro, like, oh, I know I need to get up. If like, especially like this morning, like I got up, I took a Nyquil like a dumbass. Like it's like 6:30 in the morning, so I'm like, all right, it's still Nyquil ish time. Like, that
No,
shit hit the fuck. That shit hit the
6
fuck
in
out
the
of.
morning.
She talking about the fucking water heater broke. I done took a Nyquil. She yelling at me like, "Get up!" I'm like, bro, I need to get up, but between being sick and just taking a Nyquil, nigga, my body, like my brain and my body is like not on the same page right now. My brain is like, nigga, get up, so she can stop telling you to get up. And my body is like, nigga, go to sleep so we can feel better when we wake up. Look.
How the week been? Though? Has it been like pretty
Um,
good?
it's weird, like because like during the day, I'm fine. Like it's cool. Like I be able like I go out and do Instacart. I've been forcing myself to do it certain days, but like I go out and do it,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I come in the house and my body be like, nigga, what were you thinking? And then wake up the next morning and do it all again. Like it just. Mm. But how about you, man?
Cool. I feel like this week has been a lot of just like running around, trying to like figure stuff out for the listeners. I told Devon and most of the people that like are close to me now, but oh shit, I've never said your name. I told school.
Hey man, this is Quan in school.
All right, we can
It's,
cut
it's okay. The people who know. The people who don't probably look at my Facebook like, who the fuck is Ladell? Like, this nigga goes by 8 different names. So, I don't know.
um, but yeah, I lost my job, and that has been weird for me because I've been working since I was 14 years old. Like I've never lost a job ever in my life.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you chose before your 30th birthday.
Oh, this one you wanted to fuck up. You wanted to wait your whole life.
So yeah, it's just been a lot of like running around, figuring stuff out, but we're good. We're good.
Well, nah, I feel you. See me, I've been unemployed most of this year, so
Mm.
I've been doing just interviews back and forth, interviews and interviews, and it's just like, bro, just like the interviews that I'd like leave and I'd be feeling good. It'd be jobs that I don't want for real. It'd be like,
Yeah.
ugh, like literally, I went to ShopRite and like. If Shorty would have gave me the position that I wanted, I probably would have just took it just because. But like,
Mm.
they was trying to put me back in the deli. I was like, bro, last time I did that shit, I was 21 years old. Like,
Yeah.
I do not want to like. I left there like, oh yeah, I got a job, and then like I got home and I was telling my girl about it, and I'm just like, the more I thought about it, I was like, I don't got a job. Like, I don't want to do that shit again. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
But I just had an interview with a AAU basketball team, so hopefully
Okay.
that goes well.
Man, fingers crossed. You got a song you want to start with?
Oh yeah, I think so. We am I out to use my iTunes? I don't know how this is. Like, how is this? We didn't we didn't have no issues with the last episode, did we?
Nah, but I think I'm gonna start, at least for the YouTube. I'm gonna start cutting it out because
Oh,
they
okay.
will give you a copyright strike if you like keep doing it. So for YouTube, I'll just cut it out.
Alright. Yeah, you know where I'm going, boy. I was expecting an album, but our
Yeah,
boy
yeah.
gave us a single,
It
and
was it's good. It's a really good
it's
thing.
yeah. Like I've listened to it probably more times than I listened to that Drake shit, and it
Oh
only
yeah,
been
for
out
sure.
for a day. So,
Absolutely.
got to shout out to Wale with
And he announced he signed
Max
the Def Jam. So
Max Julian. He took that whole second verse and was like, all right, like I'm gonna just let y'all niggas know that y'all still can't fuck with me.
yeah,
Like
I still rap at a high quality.
he like walked into the first verse like, all right, I'm gonna keep it like nice and subtle like the beat is, and then like he was like, all right, like now I'm about to talk my shit. Like let me transfer into like how I really feel about y'all niggas. Like y'all ain't got enough flows for me, enough hoes to talk hoes with me.
He heard that
Niggas call
Drake
me
shit.
twin, but but y'all can't clone me. Like
Yeah, he heard that Drake shit, and it was like, really, Cole? You and him are the Spider-Man meme? Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay.
Like, and you know he always feels some type of way about Cole.
Yeah.
Like like they beef, they love hate relationship is like really weird.
Because it was like, alright, Cole, you made a whole song about me. So now I'm about to make a whole song about you. And then they were like at the UNC game, I think like a week
Yeah,
later, like, yeah, we're good. It's fine.
like all just competitive love and hate.
And there was
Like
like some
literally,
truth
because
involved.
all Cole said was like, "Nigga, you could be the shit, but you walking around telling everybody you the shit instead of proving that you the shit." And Wale was like,
And it was
"Oh,
like,
I'm not proving that I'm the shit." And
it was
he
also
went
like, just
and
be grateful for like what you have. You have
yeah,
fans, you have money, like, calm down. Like,
yeah. And then like Wale was like, "Oh, word, like I'm not proving that I'm the shit." Groundhog Day was fire.
yeah.
Groundhog
And
Day was
like,
fire. If it
you gotta
wasn't
understand.
Cole, he probably like or if he wasn't Wale, that's probably one of the best diss songs. Like,
Yeah. But it's also like, you gotta understand, he wants to be talked about as one of the best. He's coming from a city where we don't have rappers. Like, I mean, we have rappers, but they don't make it out of DC. So
DC
it's
don't have rappers,
like,
bro. I was about to say DC don't have rappers.
we do.
Like the
We have
mo-
a local scene that's like
yeah,
really good.
but like, who was the last person to make it out of DC? Shy Glizzy,
Yeah. And then before him, Nonchalant.
and
Uh,
that was what early
early
2000s.
90s. Early 90s.
Yeah,
Nonchalant. And then
like
Shy Glizzy, like the 2010s.
yeah,
So, I
like
mean,
niggas
yeah.
don't come out of DC. Like,
Yeah. I mean, we all, what the fuck is his name?
I'm like, I can't really talk outside of Meek. Ain't nobody really broke out of Philly and recently. Like,
The
oh,
big dude who
Lil
signed
Uzi.
to Ross. Oh, what was his name? Oh, why am I blanking on his name? He just got out of jail too. Whatever.
And he was
We
signed to
got we
Ross.
had him too. Huh?
He was signed to Ross.
I think so. I know his nickname, but I can't think of his nickname. Is Fat
Was it
Goose.
Fat Trail?
Yeah, yeah. We had.
I fuck with Fat Trail. I fuck with Fat Trail.
Um,
I was like, damn, like, who is it? Who is it?
anyway, welcome to another episode of True Line Crosses podcast. I'm Quan.
And I'm Scoot.
I do got an opening question. And it's based off of, I don't know if you've seen this guy on Instagram. His name is Kier Gaines. He's
Yeah.
okay. He did a podcast with Iman Shumpert, And I'm gonna play this clip real quick, and then I'm gonna ask the question. Let me go ahead and bomb, bam. All right.
Because there is no, how do you know when you're a man? There's no rite of passage. There's no biological anything. You just one day you're a boy and then you wake up and the world looks at you like a man and you got to determine whether or not that's really who you are. You know, I always use this comparison to a freight train. You know, freight trains be long. They be having 100 cars on them,
Yeah.
weighing 1,000,000 tons. If a freight train is going full speed, that joint going down the track, and the conductor sees something on the track and say, "Oh, I'm about to hit that." He gonna hit the brake. That train ain't gonna stop just because he hit the brakes. That train gonna go, "Oh!" But that's a lot of momentum. Just like your prior experiences, the reactions you got to the ways that you used to behave, all these things, the things that happen to you, the things that you hold close, the things that you shrug off, the way your mama talk to you, the way the women look at you, the way your peers treat you, all of that affects your personality. Just because now you grown and you with kids, the expectation is you a grown man. You're supposed to be able to hit the brakes, and that 20-ton train is supposed to stop like a Honda Civic. Nah, that train gonna slide for miles. You don't, your brain doesn't always know that things are different, that you need to react differently. Like this way of going about shit isn't helpful anymore. You don't always know that. You know, until you have a thought like, maybe it's better if I'm not here. And then you say, wait, that ain't it. Let me go see somebody about that.
That's the best analogy.
Oh, that outfit is.
Let's stop that. So my question is, when did you know you were a man?
Shit, sometimes I still be wondering.
Yeah.
Like, cause like you said, like it's not really like when do you like listening to that, it really had me sitting here like questioning like when do you know? Like I know I'm a great father, but do that make me do that make me a grown man? Like do that make me a man? Like just being a father? Like I'm not necessarily taking care of all the bills and all of that shit that a man should do. I don't.
Yeah.
So but again, like he said, like a lot of that comes from like how you deal with stuff and like how you dealt with stuff in the past and like how you react to it now that you've grown out of it, or have you actually grown out of it, shit like that. So like I don't know, because I still got a lot of growing to do. Like I got a lot of changes to make. So like I know I'm a man. I don't know if I'm a grown man yet. Like
Okay. That's fair. Um, this is a question that I've struggled with since forever. I mean, my dad passed when I was like right before my second birthday or third birthday. So like trying to and I was the only kid for a very long time. So like trying to navigate shit, and like I would see people, or like I would get into fights and I would just have to hold that shit down because like I don't have a big brother to like go to, and like I wasn't
Yeah.
taught how to fight, so I had to figure it out. Like a lot of shit I just had to figure it out, and I feel like I knew I was or like it kind of clicked in my head that, oh, like yeah, I'm a man, when we were freshmen and at Winston, and I saw niggas who didn't know how to wash clothes. And I was like, I've been washing clothes since I was 7.
I was
So,
13. Yeah, I think as soon as I moved in with my dad was like 12 freshman year of high school. So like my pop was like, "Yeah, nigga, you gonna be washing. I don't
yeah,
do drawers and you
yeah, literally.
he wasn't playing that shit. Like I'm not washing your drawers, nigga. Like
No,
you got
I got to a point where it was like I was 7, and my mom was like, "Look, this is a skill that you're gonna have to know." And we live in a building where the washer and dryers are downstairs, so you're gonna learn. And so like I was
because I
learning
ain't
by
walking up and
myself.
down these fucking steps all day, nigga.
Literally, like,
You,
we lived on the
just
fourth
take your
floor. She
little
was
ass,
always
use
downstairs.
burn off some of that energy. Go ahead.
Like, and then I'm like, Okay, I learned how to write checks when I was 12. I learned how to like pay the rent when I was 12. I learned how to grocery shop with a budget when I was young. So like I knew all this like grown man shit since I was little. I've been working since I was 14, so I knew how to budget money since I was young.
Yeah.
And we got to Winston, and it was just like a lot of niggas who just didn't know how to do basic life shit. And I was like, oh, I'm ahead. Like, I
Yeah.
know
And
how
I
to
think
like,
that's where like we were different, but like kind of the same because
mm,
you knew how to budget money, and I just knew how to make what I had stretch.
yeah,
Like,
that's the same shit though.
like,
That's
oh
the
shit, my
same shit.
mom sent me $100.
Yeah,
Bet. like,
yeah. This is lasting a month. Like,
like I'm from the hood where $10 used to get me through a week. Like
literally.
$100 is gonna last me. I don't care what nobody say. Like
Man.
so, like, but yeah, like it's just because again, like a lot of the like I didn't have those responsibilities to like need to like when my mom felt like I was too much, it wasn't like nigga learn how to do it yourself. It was nigga go
Yeah.
live with your dad.
Yeah,
It was,
I'm tired.
go be his headache, nigga. I ain't gotta. Like, she was like, I got two other ones that I need to worry about. You got him. Like,
I vividly
so
remember like going down Gallery Place with friends, and we got jumped. And in the moment, it was like, all right, we gotta get back. Like we gotta get back. So we ran back to the hood, got more people, ran back to Gallery Place, and we jumped them. We got them back. But then it was like, all right, police are coming, and that's when it clicked for me that like, oh shit, we all got shit to lose. We all gotta like get the fuck out of here. And I
yeah,
think just that like that ability to process shit at such a young age, I think that. So in this clip, he was like, we don't have rites of passage, and I think that's partially true, just because we aren't back in Africa. We don't have like those traditions that we did when we
yeah.
were,
There's no culture
yeah,
that's taught on like how to be a man or like
yeah.
what makes you a man.
But I do think there are like some rites of passages, and I think it depends on like where you grew up and shit. I think for here in DC, the first time you caught the train by yourself, that's a rite of passage. But in the South, is when you got your license, you driving by
Yeah,
yourself. So I think it depends on like where you are, who is in your household. Like the first time you cook by yourself, that's a rite of passage. If you had to learn how to cook by yourself, if your mom was like at work and you had to get how you live, so you had to figure it
yeah,
out. That's a rite of passage. But I do think that's one critique I have of the clip. There are some rites of passages. We just don't identify them. And then I think the other critique of that I have of the clip is like he was saying, your brain doesn't always know that shit is different. And I think that's true. But we have to acknowledge that for like everybody. Because I feel like when women have kids, people just automatically be like, all right, you're a mom now. You gotta, like, you gotta know what
yeah.
they do. And I don't think women get that grace that we kind of get, because you'll hear the like, oh, boys will be boys, and it's like, no, but he's still a father, though. Like he's
And like
he,
it's the like stereotype or the like whatever word you want to use outside of that like niggas aren't going to be there. Like
yeah,
they don't
exactly,
expect it's expectation. They don't
yeah,
expect a nigga to stay around anyway. So it's like,
mm-hmm.
all right, like boys will be boys. Like
Yeah,
if the dad is not there, like you're the mom, you gotta be there,
yeah,
like all the time. So
yeah,
like I think that's where like they don't necessarily get that grace because like it's an expectation that's upheld for them.
yeah.
Whereas like the expectation for us is just like, oh, you lucky you
That's what
got
you
one
get.
that wanna be a dad. Like,
Yeah. But it's just like, of course he gonna stick his dick in everything because he a dude. But you wanted to be fast and get pregnant, so like now you got to deal with it. It's like no,
yeah,
they both parents though. But I don't know. I think Because I mean, you're raising two boys. How do you guide them into manhood? And I mean, they 7 and 5, so like, it's not
Yeah.
like that
And
it's
I
coming
mean,
anytime soon. But like,
with Eli, it's kind of like different because I don't see him. I'm not as involved in his life as I am as Kamari. Like Kamari just moved in with me, so like for him, it's kind of just like knowing that he doesn't have to like go down the same path with like people that I went down. Like even with like his mom, like
okay,
trying to teach him that yo, like I'm your dad and like I loved you. Of course I wanted to be there more, but there were some things that happened early on that like drifted me and your mother apart that we never really got back to like it just being about you. But the one thing that you can't do is like allow that to happen for you. Like because like I love that little boy to death. Like but it's just like there be times where like I be wanting to hit his mom up and I just be like like it's just like like I don't want to deal with her. Oh, now you want like, what? You don't have to be bitter about me trying.
yeah,
Like it's like because if you're gonna be bitter about me trying, why should I try? And it's like that's not the way to go about it, but that was how I went about it when I was 22 years old.
yeah,
So it was like it's like just teaching him to like know better than I did. Whereas with Cam, I'm like very like militant because he is like very smart and sometimes it's like too smart for his own good. Like
okay,
I had people when he was like 2, 1, 2, and he had just started talking. Eli was what 4 or 5, and people would be like, "Yo, he talked better than Elijah. Like, what is going, what is going on? Like, cause he sees everything. He wants to always be around things. Like, he's always asking questions. So it's just like with him, I have to be very like straightforward because he's gonna get it.
yeah. And
Like
you don't want to be the figure that's lying to him because it's like I figured it out and you didn't tell me.
yeah.
You're like,
So it's like all right, like yeah, you can do whatever you did. I see how you got there, but let's like, let's not do that. Let's like you have to think first. Like don't be 5 and just like react because you're smarter than this. Like,
yeah.
I need you to
But he also
actually think
fast.
about yeah. But and then it's like and that's what I be trying to get through to like my girl because she's not like he's not her son. So like when he do 5-year-old shit that like she has a girl. Like she has a 5-year-old girl, I have a 5-year-old boy. So when he do 5-year-old shit, his 5-year-old shit is like off the wall. Whereas like so she reacts like it's like, yo, what the fuck? And it's like,
Yeah.
yo. Like I know, you know, he's very smart. We both know that he know that that shit was wrong. But like react like he's a 5-year-old
Yeah.
and not react like he's smart as fuck.
Yeah. It's not an indictment on him. It's just,
Like,
and you're like, ooh, what's that?
right? Like it's not.
Is that a wire that I could pull on? Like, are you swinging from the wire? Yeah, I just let the break.
Like it was there.
I feel funny now. Yeah. That's great. Do you think back on the like rites of passage stuff? Because I mean, you're also a coach, and I think sports is like a rite of passage, especially for like young men. Do you think that there are like practices in sports that can like add to manhood?
Yeah, I actually like that's one of the things that I was telling like the people in my interview was like I like coaching because it allows me to use basketball in like life situations.
Yeah.
Like it allows you to teach the kids about basketball, but also how basketball relates to life. Like it's one of those things to where like you practice how you play.
Yeah.
So like even if it's just like schoolwork, like if you half-ass your schoolwork, you gonna half-ass a job. If you half-ass like so if you at practice and you half-ass doing the drill in the game, you might go up for a layup and then get that shit punched, and then now you looking like, huh? It's because you've been half-assing that practice. So like, the motherfuckers who actually like put in the time in are a lot better than you. So like, you gotta always keep. It's one thing that my dad always told me is like, no matter what you do, you gotta want to be the best at it. You don't have to be the best, but you gotta want to be the best. Whether you a fucking trash man, like doctor, lawyer, whatever it is, basketball player, football player, you gotta want to be the best because that's what's gonna like drive you.
Yeah.
Like you see somebody better than you, if you don't want to be the best, you just gonna like sit back and relax and just all right, like that
There's a
nigga's
lot of
good.
stories of that. Like for NBA players, there's the ones who like want to be Kobe level, like zeroed in on it. But then there are others who like, bro, I made it to the NBA. Like this was the goal, like,
And I did
I'm
it.
done.
Like,
That's fair.
but yeah.
Cool. I think that was a good, nice little conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully it helps somebody out there. Because, like you said, we still just trying to figure this shit out. Like,
One
and I
day at
think
a
that's,
time.
like, that's true for most people. We all just trying to figure it out, bro.
So
Okay.
you want to talk about how we done gave Suge Knight a voice?
There.
We've been on here. We've been on here bringing life to people and brought life to the wrong fucking person. We talked about Suge Knight for 5 minutes, and that nigga was like, "Ooh, a podcast."
I don't even. What a. He a nigga that don't talk. So it's like, what are you going to be talking about? Are you going to be interviewing other? You know what? This could be a really good podcast. If he's like interviewing other inmates and just like getting their life stories and like how it led them to jail and like what they want to do afterwards, it'll be dope. But it's Suge Knight, so that's not what it's gonna be.
The shit is called Collect Calls with Suge Knight.
How did they get podcast equipment in jail? Like,
Yeah, they got everything in jail now. I mean, jail might as well be a daycare for niggas who murder people.
and like, I'm all for restorative justice. I did that work for a few years. We just submitted an article to be published about restorative justice, but like a podcast, like, I don't think like there were.
First
like,
of all, nobody really gives a fuck what you gotta say. Like, unless you about to come out and like admit who killed Tupac.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. Sorry, Suge, but don't nobody care. We didn't care back then. We don't care now. Like,
Yeah, I think he's over representing his like his influence or his clout. Like, we don't care. Like, 90s babies don't care. These young teen, like, all they care about is Twitch and Kick and that's it. Like TikTok, that's it. They don't know who
Right.
Suge Knight is.
gonna have to do a TikTok on his podcast to get popping. That's probably what we should do. Do a little dance.
Is he doing the Jersey dust? Like, what the fuck? Like, nobody cares, Suge. Like, and I hate. I feel like we come on this podcast and we shit on him a lot, but it's like I just the influence
It's
that
well
you have
earned.
is
It's well earned. Like,
not there anymore. Like, you don't have 30 blood niggas surrounding you, so like you can't force people to listen
and
to
if you
you.
do, guess what? Y'all all in jail, nigga. You can't do nothing.
And in your 60s, like, and I mean, old man strength is a real thing, but like behind the jail cell, like behind bars, like, I don't. Do you think people are gonna listen? Like people older than us, people who like are
People
still
older than
infatuated,
us might listen.
if they know what a
I
podcast
think people our age will like keep an eye on it just because like I think we're all looking, especially after the shit with Diddy and Keefy D and all of that recently. I think everybody our age will be waiting for him to just come out and say like, "Oh yeah, Diddy got that shit set up."
is.
Like that's what people are going to be looking for. But after about 5 episodes, who the fuck is listening to Suge Knight if he not telling everything that he need to tell?
Yeah. I still want to know, like, is it a prison program that they like? You can start a podcast. Like, it's still, I don't understand how they got the equipment to like start a podcast. Like, mics are heavy. That can be used as a weapon. like, and like I say, I don't want to like recriminalize the people who are already in jail. I fully believe in restorative justice, but like there are other steps, like get a degree or like go to therapy while you're there. But like a podcast, I just don't.
Church, something, nigga. Like,
like computer IT classes, like there are other things other than like, because to make it poppy, you're gonna have to like incriminate yourself. So it's like,
at some point. At some point. Like,
yeah,
something.
because that's what people
Like,
are looking for.
exactly. Like, and that's why I said, like, if he's not coming on there and just telling,
Yeah.
like, a tell all book before he die or some shit, like, I don't.
Suge, good luck, I guess.
Yeah, man. You know. Best wishes, I guess.
We got another music announcement. We could do that, or we could do DJ Envy possibly going to jail.
Possibly. That nigga's going to jail. But are you talking about Wayne and
Yeah,
Wayne and 2 Chainz?
you want to do that
It's
first?
so weird to me that people are actually excited for this.
Why? What?
What was the song off of the first one that you go back to and listen? You can't even name me a song off the first one,
I didn't know
and
it
you a
was-
Wayne fan.
I didn't know
Like-
it was the first one. I didn't know it was the first one.
Exactly. This one is called "Welcome to Cali Grove."
Oh, the two. I got it, but
Yeah. The other one was just called Cali Grove. Mhm.
oh no.
Hold on, I'm a look. I'm a look because I'm sure there was a song on the first one that like we all loved. It might have been this one. It said last name Chainz, first name 2.
That sucks.
And here's the song that apparently has everybody so excited for the second one. But yeah, no, people are excited.
I understand why they're excited. It's 2 Chainz who, when he first came out, I think you and I both were on the same page of like, this nigga's ass. But as he progressed, it was like, oh no,
He
he's actually
definitely
good.
found his niche and like kind of sort of perfected it.
Yeah. We, for people listening, we're old, and so we were in college when True Religion came out, or is it just True? I feel like
It
it's
might
True
have been
Religion.
called True University, I believe, or something like that.
It was that mixtape of him like at the urinal wearing True
Yeah,
Religions,
yeah.
and when that came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh no, he found like his groove, he found his rhythm. This is pretty good." And then Wayne has always been Wayne, so like I get how people could think, "Oh, this is gonna be really good." I
That
don't.
song wasn't that good. Like I said, I like the beat. 2 Chainz said several things that made me want to turn the shit off.
Yeah,
But
that's why I did the drum hit because it was like, oh, this is a joke. Like y'all don't like that no more. This is a joke.
like the first time I listened to it, when I heard that Suki Suki Nail bar, I was like, all right, yeah. This is enough for me.
The blood pressure. It was like,
Bruh, and that was a genuine like laugh. And I've heard the song before.
yeah.
Like like I knew it was coming and it still was just like
I can really see how people are worried about the state of hip hop.
Shorty
Like,
said she pressure talking high blood. that's gonna be a caption everywhere.
no, it's not. The nurse is not about to get that off.
They gonna be in a what them things called?
Scrubs.
They gonna be in a scrub taking pictures.
No.
Shorty thinks she pressure talking high blood with the arm thing on.
I hope she gets fired. If she lives there, like, yeah, that's so fucking dumb. That's so fucking dumb. I, uh, I genuinely can understand why people are worried about the state of hip hop. The OGs just aren't. Outside of Nas, who's been like holding it down. Like the OGs aren't giving us anything.
And that's literally what I told my friend, like, cause he sent me like he circled the shit. Like that's how excited he was. That nigga sent me a screenshot of his the what's the Apple homepage or whatever,
Yeah,
and circled the shit and sent it to the group chat. I was like, bro, 2 Chainz is almost 50 years old making songs like Pressure.
literally.
I can't get with that shit. I can't.
And Wayne is around the same age, so I mean,
I think Wayne's a little younger. 'Cause, you know, he was what 15 when he first.
yeah. But I'm like, the OGs aren't giving us anything outside of Nas. Like I said, the big three of Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. Kendrick already dropped. He's not dropping no time soon.
Kendrick
Cole
not
keeps
dropping
saying
until
that, like,
2028.
yeah, no, that nigga's in Africa somewhere living life. Cole already said that he keeps saying that the fall off is coming. We don't know when. And then Drake said that he's taking a couple years off due to stomach issues. But like, thank God, because that last shit that you put out,
The last three
it was
things that he put out, terrible.
Nah, nah.
Her loss is the only good one.
Her loss was fire, and then honestly, Nevermind was like his dance album. It was like okay to me. It was cool for what it was. You want me to hit the drum hit?
It
It
was
was
cool.
cool
It
for
was
what
cool.
it was. Yeah. I got a
Honestly,
couple
never
saved.
mind. That's how I felt after I listened to it.
I got a couple joints saved from there for sure. Yeah, it was okay.
I think I listened to the first 2 joints and was like, oh yeah, he could keep this shit.
It was his dance album. You saw Beyonce do it, and he was like, "Nah, I gotta do it." Wale put
He
out a
just,
really good single, so like,
You should have just kept. You should have just kept putting out Hotline Blings.
No.
I need a
Album full
one
of Hot
dance.
Blings.
It's better than every song on that bullshit.
That's not true. That's not true. Okay, it's probably true. Hotline Bling. And that's partially because of Drum and his influence. Like, if it wasn't for Drum, Hotline Bling wouldn't be a thing. So, I mean...
I like the cha-cha.
Yeah. Because even when that came out, the thing was Cha-Cha Remix. And then he tried to switch it and was like, no, it's Hotline Bling. Like, nah, nigga, we saw it. It came out on my birthday, whenever that year was. And I was like, oh, Cha-Cha Remix, nice. Like, what'd you say?
No, I was talking to the little girl.
Oh, my bad.
I had my mic muted.
But yeah, it was supposed to be Cha Cha Remix, and then that nigga was like, no, Hotline Bling, my bad. Like, I didn't mean to steal. I just liked it.
Yeah, I just thought it was cool. I just thought everybody was stealing songs.
Exactly. But like I said, Wale put out a good song. Hopefully an album is to follow. And then the younger generation just, they ain't got it. They don't have it. So hip hop is like, I'm scared.
You gotta find them. Like, as long as I'll just keep listening to niggas like Joey Badass as long as he put out music.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking, I want a Good Chance album. I'm still fingers crossed on my boy Chance, especially since he been working with Badass and niggas like that recently. He got back up with Vic Mensa, I believe. So like, hopefully, like the real Chance is back. Maybe the nigga will smoke the blunt or something.
I just hate how the narrative changed on that album. Everybody listened to that album and said, this is shit. This is not good. But then it switched to, oh, everybody just hating because it was positive and he was getting married. No, he could have put a positive album out that was good. And we would have rocked.
Right.
But that shit was ass.
That shit was trash.
It was so bad. It was so bad that his manager was like, you shouldn't put that out. Like, he was like, nah, I'm putting it out. And then fired his manager. Like, no, nigga, I told you not.
Like, you thought it was my fault?
Literally. Like, I told you it wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
Trying to count some sheep, man. Hey, man.
I hate that nigga, bro. Like,
why was it called? Yeah, man, the baby went hard on that, John.
I hate him too. Poor hip hop, bro. On the 50th birthday too. Like, it's going out bad.
No, man, fourth quarter, people trying to show up. Like, which is weird. Like, everybody's putting out music late in the year. Like, they just skipped the summertime. They was like, fuck y'all, like, boring ass summer.
Because didn't Ross and Meek announce theirs is coming out in November? The album?
Yeah.
So,
They put out another song, too. It's called Lyrical Easy.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I don't think Ross rapped as long as he should have. Because, like, the song kind of just come to an end. Yeah. like it's like an abrupt end. Like, he's still rapping, I think, and then it's just, like, over. Like, I didn't really, like, hear the end of the song. It was just, like, he stopped rapping and the song was over. And I was like, oh. Like, I don't want to have to, like, I don't want to play it because then we're going to have to, like, just do more editing and all that. But, like, yeah, like,
DJ,
it's pretty good, though. Like, Meek came on it kind of loud, so you might not like his part.
Of course.
Whoa!
What are you yelling for?
trying to get his point across, man.
He don't have to, you know it. Because I don't want to keep shitting on me. I love Meek. I do. Just like turn it down just a little bit. Like, I get that, like, that was your thing, that you had to do that when you were freestyling on the streets because cars were riding by, so you had to project. But like, you doing it.
I'm gonna just play a little bit of it anyway. So like, it's cool. Damn, they album 17 tracks.
They gotta stop doing that too. I want a concise album, 12 songs. Get your point across and leave. I get.
Yeah, no, they already got that joint. They already got that joint up on Apple Music. It's only got the 2 songs that they dropped, but
That's fair. I mean, I get that, like, you got to play the streaming numbers, and so as many songs as you can get on there is better for you, but, like, we just need concise albums, bro. Like, I even want the Fall Off to be a solid 15. Like,
yeah.
come on,
But
Cole.
more than likely, we'll probably get 18 to 23.
Especially
That's
if you're
just
saying
what
this is his
that's
last
just
one.
what Cole do. Like most Cole albums is around that number. I think
And if it's his last
2014 was the shortest album he's done.
Has it? Yeah. That's
feel
a
like-
classic album now.
Yeah. It might have been that one after that. I didn't really listen to that one too much.
For Your Eyes Only, I think. Was it?
Yeah.
I think that was the shortest one, because I think that was like 10. Like,
Yeah. Because it wasn't really like his album. It was like him telling the story of like one of his friends or something like that. So,
alright. You want to get in one last thing before we go?
yeah, we can get into one or two. I feel like, how you feel about Mike Vick going into
right.
the Hall of Fame?
So for the listeners, Mike Vick came out and basically, I think someone asked him, do he think he'll be in the Hall of Fame? And he said that he didn't do enough to be entered into the Hall of Fame.
And I feel like that's just a humble answer.
Yeah, for sure. Because the things that he did on the field and off the field affected the game of football. Like, we had never seen a nigga that could run the way he did and throw the way he did. Like, I think a lot of people forget that he had an arm.
Yeah. He wasn't the most accurate passer, and that's what people get on him. But, like, one, he was left-handed. There's not that many left-handed quarterbacks. And two, he could throw that bitch 75 yards.
Easy.
On the run. On the run. It was like, as fast as his legs was moving, that's how far he could throw the ball. It was just... So, like, I feel like... I think that was my point when we talked about it in the messages. Like, he doesn't have the, like, accolades. I don't know if he ever won MVP. But he doesn't have, like, the playoff record or the Super Bowl championship that would, like, easily get him in. But like you said, like, the shit that he was doing on the field, like, if you put his, like, highlight tape up to, like, damn near any Hall of Famer's highlight tape, you probably gonna pick Mike Vick's. Unless you looking at, like, Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders, fucking Randy Moss. But I don't even know, is Randy in yet?
I think
Like,
he is.
The people
If he's
who,
not,
like,
then that's crazy.
the people who, like, really, really, like, stood out. Like,
Yeah.
but even then, he gon' measure up. Like,
Yeah.
so it's, and then to come back from doing what, a year and a half, 2 years in jail, and then lead the Eagles to the playoffs, like,
Yeah.
when nobody thought he would or could play, like,
And that's the thing. If you watch the documentary, he even said that, like, when he was with the Falcons, he never really read the playbook. Like, he never really practiced that much. and he always said that he feels like that was a detriment to him. He should have he wish he would have perfected the game so he could have been better. So I'm like, could you fucking imagine?
Right. Like, could you imagine if this nigga was like, all right, linebacker is right there. He about to blitz. So I know if I just take off this way, if I see you.
Yeah.
So I know what you about to do. So I already got my premeditated like judgment. Cause he used to be back there making 75 niggas miss, and then like, all right, I'm out. Like, if he had the like knowledge to see that shit coming beforehand, niggas would have been in a fucking fight. Like, every time he snapped the ball, it would have just been 75-yard runs.
He was playing backyard football in the NFL and was like, dope. Somebody compared him. They said he is the football version of AI, and I was like, yeah, highlights, cultural impact on the game, real impact on the game. He was for the hood, like. It didn't matter who you were a fan of. Like, as a team, you were still a fan of Mike Vick.
Yeah, no, like my dad is a diehard Broncos fan, and he had a Mike Vick jersey. Like,
when you think of the number 7, it's Mike Vick for me.
And I think it's highly disrespectful for Atlanta to have given it to Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Bijan might be like the next big thing, but like, there will never be another 7.
No.
The nigga had a virtual reality game.
Yeah. Like, his commercials were crazy.
Like, the Mike Vick experience was a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, you could go to like Dave and Buster's or some shit and like sit down and be Mike Vick.
Yeah, he was different, bro. I was listening to another podcast and they was like, do you think he asked Mike Vick to wear number 7? Because, like, that's just respectful. You know, like, one, I don't understand why they haven't retired it. Well, I mean, the dog shit.
We know why they haven't retired it, yeah.
Like, and it's fucked up because people still bring that shit up. And it's like, if you looked at his documentary, he really ain't have shit to do with it. Like,
if you knew then, he didn't have shit to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, you could look at that shit then and be like, bro, what? He was fighting dogs? When did he have the time to do that?
He was barely at the house.
like, when did he have the time to be burying these hundreds of dogs? Like,
he didn't even know that shit was back there. It was like, what? These niggas was, and he was just a real nigga about it and was like, I'll take it. Like,
like, what am I supposed to do? Is my house, like, like, yeah, y'all going to jail too, but like, I'm gonna take mine because like, I put y'all in this, like, I gave y'all all of this shit, like, and I didn't know no better, so like, fuck it, like.
Yeah. And that's why when the Eagles gave him another $100 million, it was like, thank you. You know, like, I get it, like, he did some fucked up shit with dogs, but like,
bro, Eagles games were the worst. You had people outside with PETA signs and shit, and it's just like, bro, he had nothing to do with it. Like, if anything, it was probably Marcus's fault, but, you know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, niggas ain't having no problem with Ray Lewis. Niggas ain't having no problem with Ben Roethlisberger raping women. Like some dogs died and it was like, fuck Vic. But everybody else.
Hey, you know what? Roethlisberger won a Super Bowl. He could touch whoever he want to touch.
The nigga did it twice. Like a year apart in the same bathroom. What's going on? Like,
and in the bathroom, nigga, you can't get out of that. You was in a woman's bathroom. How did he get away with this? How did he get away with this?
Ray
Ben
Lewis got a body.
Roethlisberger might be the reason why we got unisex bathrooms now. Just
Ray Lewis caught a real body and was just like,
Super Bowl, baby.
everybody was like,
Probably read some scriptures, gave him a fucking halftime speech.
yeah. He's put to rest now. Mike Vick was around some dead dogs. He was like, fuck that nigga. Like, I didn't know. You know what? Whatever. Give me my time. I would encourage everybody to look at that documentary, though. It was like really good, and it gave you insight on just like his thinking around that time and before and after. But yeah, I think he will. Well, I don't know, because I don't know who's on like the voting board for.
I think he'll get in eventually, maybe. Like, he might be like, he retired in what, 20, but then you only get so many times to be nominated too.
Yeah.
So
I think if you get in, it won't be this decade.
Nah. I don't think, but hopefully he hasn't been nominated yet. So like when all of his nominations do come up, it's not with the fucking old white boomers who are like, oh, the nigga fought dogs. Like, and we got some people who actually are
retired that you can start to qualify, right?
Yeah.
So is this his first year of qualification or no?
Probably. I feel like he retired in like 2017, so maybe his second year.
Okay. And I doubt he's been nominated already. So I don't know. I think hopefully in a couple years there are more people who are like understanding on the board, and they'll like push him through. Because I think he deserves it. I think he for sure deserves it, just solely based on the impact that he had on the game. But also just like the impact he had on us. Like,
yeah.
Everybody wanted to be Mike Vick.
Like if you was black, that he was the reason why you wanted to try to play quarterback. Like, yeah. It wasn't Warren Moon. It wasn't fucking Randall Cunningham. Like, yeah, they made it look good, but Mike Vick made that shit like, ooh, I could go out there and do that.
Yeah. At the time, I was 5 foot, and I was a lefty. So I was like, I'm gonna be Mike Vick.
And that's the thing. Like, he wasn't that tall either. He's only like 6'1". Like, he's not like otherworldly big. Like Peyton Manning was 6'7", 6'6". Yeah. Like Mike Vick was 6 foot, 6'1", probably 200 pounds, soaking wet, and just out there making niggas looking dumb. Like, I still remember that play against the Panthers when he like dove between like 3 niggas for a first down, and I was like, how did nobody like?
Nobody touched.
He was like, oh, we got him. He was like, nah. Superman is in the building.
The first nigga on Madden with 100 overall speed. Like, what?
Right. Like, him and Devin Hester, the only people, like, I think ever to have 100 speed.
That's crazy, bro. Like, he deserved to be in, for sure. He deserves to be in. Fingers crossed.
His only downfall in Madden was when they came out with the QB vision. His shit was like this.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton Manning shit was like the whole field. Mike Vick shit was like, nigga, you better make sure you look at your wide receiver.
I'm just run. But that's the thing, too. He had an arm. Like, people know him for his speed, but if you look at those highlights, he could just fling it. Like,
you just didn't know if the receiver was going to be able to get there to catch that.
That's why when he was on the Eagles and he had Deshaun, it was like, all right, bet. Like,
right. Fuck it. Like, you run, I'll throw.
I'm going to run. You throw.
I think they first play together was like a slant route. Deshaun Jackson took that shit like 75 yards for a touchdown. I was like, good goddamn.
That's another like underrated receiver. I think Deshaun was like he was nice.
But I think people didn't give him the credit because his stature, like he wasn't Randy Moss. Like he was 5'10", 160 pounds, and the only way to stop him was to stop him before he got the ball.
Because Julian Edelman gets all the praise, all the credit. That nigga 5'10", and
But I think because they played different, like Julian Edelman was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna catch the ball and then I'm gonna get a couple of yards after the catch, and then like, I'm gonna have 15 catches for 102 yards." Whereas like Deshaun Jackson was like, "Nigga, once I catch this shit, I'm gonna have one catch for 95 yards." Y'all ain't even gotta throw me the ball the rest of the game, man. I'm cool. Deshaun Jackson have a 10 catch game. He had like 200 yards. Like it wasn't
20 yards per game. Goddamn.
Whereas like Edelman, he was getting like 4 or 5 yards a catch. So it was just like, ooh, he could catch the ball so good. It's like, yeah, I catch the ball good too. It's just that when I catch it, ain't nobody catching me.
And Brady just made a habit of making bombs look ugly.
Yeah.
You can put me out there.
Like I really used to be mad when people used to say Peyton Manning was better than Tom Brady. Like even like in their like early years, like Peyton Manning had a fucking like legendary offense, while Tom Brady was over there whooping his ass with a bunch of janitors. Like, Peyton Manning got 4 Hall of Famers on his offense. And I don't know if Dallas Clark count, but like he was nice as fuck too. But to have Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James, and Marshall Faulk at one point. Like Peyton Manning was playing with like a full hand. Tom Brady had Troy Brown and fucking David Patton and was winning Super Bowls.
Meanwhile, fucking Tom Brady's driving to the Home Depot like, yo, get in. We're about to play football. They're so confused. Like, you want me to build a house? No, we about to play football.
What I need you to do, you good with your hands, right? Catch the ball. You run, I throw.
Alright. I think that was good. I think we're good. Anything
All right, yeah, but Caesar and them definitely going to jail. Them niggas is going to jail.
Oh yeah, the fans raided the fucking
They went and raided the radio station. Them niggas, we keep that nice and sweet. Y'all
and they
niggas
took
is going
shit.
to
It wasn't just like, oh, they was looking. No, they got computers, they got files, they got hella shit. So like,
Yeah.
unless Envy says like, which here's the thing, I think his role is that I don't think he knew all the way that nigga was scamming. I think it got too big, too late, and he was like, oh, this nigga's scamming. But like in the beginning, I felt like he was like, oh, we're doing something good for the people. We're gonna take it like we're gonna do these real estate classes, state to state. Meanwhile, this nigga is taking money state to state. Like,
Right.
100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. I don't own the house, but we can figure it out. Like, and I feel like Envy was like, I think he had rose.
He was the face and the name
yeah
behind it. And that's why I think people are going so hard on him, because it's like, bro, you let this nigga like essentially pimp you out on some illegal shit.
Yeah.
And now
now
you out here playing dumb, like nah, nigga, he had to have come to you and told you what the fuck he was doing to some extent for you to go out there and put your name and like all of that shit. So I feel like that's why people are looking at him crazy.
he was for sure scamming on a low level, like before DJ Envy came in, and then he hooked up with him, and now you're on a nationally syndicated radio show, and so now opportunities for scamming open up like real wide, and a
Yeah,
scammer gonna scam. So
right.
like,
Like you could trust that nigga, but like he gonna do what he know how to do.
yeah,
Like,
and a scam, like taking money from niggas, like unsuspected, innocent people, and it was like a lot of these people are like, yo, that was my life savings. Like he told me that we'll be able to flip it, and I'm so weary of a nigga saying, yeah, we could flip it in 2 months, and you give me 100,000, I'll give you 1 million. Like that's not realistic, bro.
especially
It's
not in
just
real
not.
estate. Like,
The fuck no. Like in
like,
Jersey, no, nigga. Like
like,
maybe in DC, like
like,
it's fucking
first of
apartments
all,
going for
like,
millions of dollars here, but like in Jersey,
yeah, no, like the nice
no.
houses out here, like, unless you like up by New York, like, I'm sure these nice houses around here probably only going for like 250
And if you look
for
at their
like
Instagram, it wasn't nice houses.
500 at, yeah, like 500 at the most. Like, but like, cause like it's a like area like 15 minutes from here. I was driving over there one day, and it got to be like where all the Eagles players and shit live at, because like I was just like, this shit's just
A
fucking
four
like,
story house.
what is going on? There's so much yard over here. Like niggas had like 75 acres of land, and I'm like, man, I live 20 minutes from here. I was like, my little backyard is nice, but damn.
Yeah. But that's the
The
thing
house
when
I
you
was
saw them
delivering to
like
might as well have had a football field behind that door. I was like, God.
when you saw them like, oh yeah, we just bought this house off a hard money lender and blah 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 blah. The shit was run down. It was like, oh, that was a trap house, like in Jersey. And you're saying, okay, cool, we're gonna flip it, we're gonna do it. You're telling multiple people this, and you don't own the house. So like, even if even
I
if
mean, you
it was
going to
real,
Camden and shit and buying
you going to
buying
so
the
he's
worst
going to
house
like
you could get.
he's going to Missouri telling these people, yeah, we got you feel me? You're doing these classes and then you pulling them off to the side like, yeah, we got we're flipping houses in Jersey, and if you want to get in on it, your return on investment would be 3 4. That's just not realistic. And I know that like people hear the generational wealth, they hear
Yeah,
that buzzword, and it's like I gotta leave something for my kids. But you gotta do a
FOMO.
little bit more.
It's
Uh,
it's strictly FOMO. Niggas don't be wanting to
yeah,
miss out. Like
yeah.
it's like it's like the opportunity sounds so good that it's like, ooh, I gotta like. But then you gotta think like if it sounds too good to be true, more times than not,
Ain't
that
no
shit
such
is
thing as
too good
quick
to be
money. Ain't no such thing as free money. Like,
true.
it's not happening, bro. It's not. Real money is not coming quick unless you win the
Yeah.
lottery.
And then
Unless you win the lottery, it's not coming
half the
quick.
time you gotta work, you gotta figure that shit out too. Because if you get it all at once, they taxing the fuck out
You
of that
gotta pay
shit.
them taxes, my nigga.
Mm.
Like, and you gotta worry about niggas coming after you because in certain states you have to go public
You
with
have
it.
to, yeah, you have to announce and all of that shit.
Yeah. Ain't no such thing as quick money. Ain't no such thing as fast money. Ain't no such thing as free money. It's just not realistic, bro. It's not. That's fucked up though. Like I feel for those people who lost their life savings, any type of money. I feel for those people, especially in times like this. But like, and I'm not victim blaming at all. I'm not, because like they were taken advantage of for sure. But like this is a lesson that like you can't believe everything you see, especially on the internet.
Yeah. Mm.
But
All
yeah, them
right.
niggas going to jail. Them niggas going to jail.
Mm. I got a song to close this out. We're gonna go with I think it's a new album. Yeah, Terrace Martin. This is his second album this year. He did the one with James Fauntleroy. This is with Alex Isley. Play,
you already know. I heard it. You already know. I love it.
I'm gonna play the name of the album is I Left My Heart in Ladera. I'm gonna play the name track with I believe it's Robert Glasper. And speaking of Isleys, you know that was Alex Isley. And want to give a rest in peace to Rudolph Isley.
Yeah,
Passed away earlier this week. Yeah. Yeah. Rudolph Isley was the Isley brother that none of us probably knew, but
he was a part of it.
he was a crucial part of the band when they first began, and then somewhere along the lines, him and Ronald fell out.
Yeah.
So,
But
rest in peace to him. We know that they're still brothers and family, so they're probably still mourning. Just no matter what happens in music, like that was their brother. So,
absolutely. Well, y'all, this has been another episode of the True Run Across the Podcast. I've been Quan.
and I'm Scoot.
Peace.
Peace.
This is the